Welcome, everyone. This is John Ryan of SportsMemo.com, and I'm going to bring you the Daily Dime Show. 3 best bets on the NCAA hardwood, and I'm running quite hot in all sports right now, as the chart of my latest hot streaks and overall records indicate. 80% and 24% ROI win streak in the NBA. And before I get to the breakdown, speaking of the NBA, I have a 5%er going tonight on the Monday night card in the NBA. It's one of my favorite, most strongest, confident picks I've put out yet in the 2022 season, where you have seen me go 9-3-1 against the number for 75% winners with my top rated 5% best bets. Best of all, it's $9 Monday at sportsmemo.com. You can get that pick right now at sm.buzz/JR, as it shows on the screen, and get on board for just $9 on a pick that is regularly $29. But because it's $9 Monday, take advantage of it and get over there, and I'm sure you'll be glad you did. I'll be very happy that you joined me at the window, and we'll be able to be on Twitter and cheer each other on, hopefully to a big-time ATS win. So let's get to the games here. The first game I'm going to break down is Syracuse. Syracuse is getting only 28% of the love right now. What I mean by that, that's 28% of the tickets against North Carolina, who's playing at home, so I guess you can understand why that is occurring. UNC opened as a 7-point favorite. They're now up to 7.5 because of that enthusiasm from the betting public. But it is a red flag right now in my eyes. My predictive models are on Syracuse to cover this number of 7.5 points. I would put 50% pre-flop before the game starts now, and then look towards the tip and see if we can't get this line to squeeze up to 8 or 8.5. I think that's a good preferred strategy to take. Looking at this matchup, of course, UNC has the advantages. In a straight-up game, there's no question who the better team is, but I just think this is too many points, and Syracuse is obviously a team that is on the verge. If they make a big run in the ACC tournament, they could get an at-large bid. They're 15-14 on the year, but they're going to have to start winning, and this would be a huge win to get them closer to an invite to the big dance later this month, or later next month. Today's the end of the month. So, 3-point field goal percentage is highly in favor of Syracuse, but I like how Syracuse defends that perimeter with their 3-2 zone and the variations we've seen this year. We've even seen them play more man-to-man than in any season I can remember under Jim Boeheim. Syracuse, for the upset, is backed by the fact that they're 8-1 on the money line after 2 straight games being out-rebounded by 10 or more in those individual games. They're 20-6 straight up after allowing 90 points or more, which they did in their last game. And guess what, folks? North Carolina is just 1-5 on the money line off a road double-digit win over the last 3 seasons. That's 1-5. So UNC is off a double-digit home win against state rival North Carolina State. So they are in that letdown mode. And I think Syracuse here is really going to play well tonight and take this down to the wire. Lastly, Syracuse is 7-0 against the spread after 2 or more consecutive losses in games played over the last 2 seasons. Let's move on to the next one here, and that is the Northwestern Wildcats taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are surging in terms of their performance metrics in my models. This is the 4th best offensive team in the land at 83.8 points per game. And Northwestern's head coach has now been rumored, and his name is Collins, by the way, is rumored leaving the university and kind of maybe being forced out. So that can't be too good for the locker room chemistry there, especially the new recruits that came in under Collins. So you got to think with their record of, where it is right now, it's going to be tough for them to really get up for a team that they know in their heart of hearts is just monumentally better than them. And I don't mind laying the wood here with double digits on Iowa, up to and including 12.5 if it would start to steam. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm comfortable betting them up to that level. So another point to make is we have one of the best offensive players in the land in Keegan Murray for Iowa. He's number 2 in the land, averaging 23.2 points per game. And only Bryant's Peter Kiss is higher in terms of points per game. And I think you'll see Keegan Murray try to track him down. And why not? It's an individual award. But now Murray has some really great help. We have Tony Perkins coming off his injury now to his shoulder. He looks 100%. His last game, he scored 20 points. And the Iowa Hawkeyes now have one of the best in-out type of styles with several guards that are rotating in and out, and they're feeding Peter Nance. And it is fun to watch Iowa play, period. Northwestern sports a horrid 0.99 defensive assist-to-turnover ratio that ranks 220th out of 358 programs in the land. Iowa, number one, and I can't emphasize this enough. Assist-to-turnover ratio is a big-time metric in my models. They are number one at 1.806, so we have a great ball-handling team that moves the ball, gets guys open, sets picks, does picks and rolls, and has an in-out game to augment the perimeter game against the 220th type of defense based on assist-to-turnover ratio. So this one could get out of hand, folks, and I would not be surprised to see Iowa win this game by 20 or more points. So let's move on to the last game, and that is way out west and way late here for the East Coast, folks. 11 o'clock starting time at the Alaska Airlines Arena at Heck Edmondson Pavilion, and that means we are at the Washington Huskies. They're number 6th in the Pac-12 standings. UCLA, they are third in the Pac-12 standings at 21-6. Washington 14-13 straight up. Both of the teams are a little bit over 500 against the spread. Not much to mention there. But as a favorite, UCLA is 20-4. I'm going to get right to the nuts and bolts here, folks. UCLA 20-9 against the number when playing with one or fewer days of rest in games played over the last 3 seasons. They last played 2 days ago. UCLA is 8-2 against the number when playing only their third game in the week this season. UCLA is, over the last 25 seasons, they are 70-41 against the spread after covering 5 or 6 of the last 7 games they have played in each of the last 25 seasons. UCLA is also in the predictive model category, so all these metrics that I will be mentioning, the parameter that is based is from the models, and that's what we're expecting in this game. So if it's supporting UCLA, we expect a field goal percentage of XYZ or higher. So let's get started. UCLA is 54-30 when they grab more than 45 rebounds in a game. UCLA is 12-4 over the last 2 seasons when they commit 10 to 13 turnovers in a game. So we're expecting them to have 10 to 13 turnovers tonight against Washington. Washington is 6-17 against the number when their opponents make 31 to 37.5% of their three-pointers in a game over the last 3 seasons. I think actually the parameter also can shift higher. So if UCLA then jumps above 37.5, it actually works even more against Washington to lose this game against the spread. Washington is 40-82 when they allow 75 or more points in games played over the last 10 seasons. And guess what, folks? There's a high probability of 83% that UCLA will score 75 or more points in this game. And if you see that, that's a good thing, and that increases the probability that we are going to get an ATS win. It doesn't guarantee it, but it does increase the probability that we will get the ATS win with UCLA once they get past that 75-point barrier. So that'll do it for today, folks. I'm on Syracuse plus the points, UCLA minus the points, and Iowa as a double-digit home favorite. So I'll be back tomorrow for the Daily Dime. And until then, remember to get over to sportsmemo.com and get that 5%er. It's $9 Monday. It only costs you $9 to get my top-rated play. I'm 9-3-1, 75%. Right over at sportsmemo.com, sm.buzz/JR. Get on board for $9, and we'll have some fun tonight. So until I see you guys tomorrow, good luck to everyone. Remember, bet with your head and never over it. And may all the wins be yours.